Computer. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Let's do that. All right, guys, welcome to document generation course release. Thank you for coming along and taking time out of your day to be here. In this course, we will cover document generation. So today, it's all about the basics, really. We talk about multiple features within document generation, like auto PDF, basic PDF, dynamic PDF, Word document, and I'll show you the glimpse of how these work from a basic standpoint. Obviously, and at the end of the course, we'll show you what the course looks like, and whatever I've covered in here, you'll be able to follow up in the course yourself. So don't panic if there is something you don't really understand right away, because there are videos to support that, so you can watch them over and over again until you understand the concept. Okay, cool. So let's get started. First thing first, I will show you guys Auto PDF and when to use it and what's a good use case for it. So what I'll do is I'll get a couple of sections here, and I'll just create some data here very, very quickly. And what Auto PDF literally is that it takes a screenshot of the entire page, and then you can push it to Salesforce or send it to somebody via email, whatever have you. And it's a really, really good one because you don't have to do a lot of work up front, and it can save you a lot of time as well because it just takes the entire screenshot. If you're not fussy about how your PDF looks and you just want a bare minimum PDF to go into Salesforce as a solution, then this is a good way to go about it. So I'll just prepare two sections here quickly, and then I'll add like a checkbox here quickly. So let's get rid of this. Consent, and add other. And then I do not consent. Cool. So that's pretty much it. I don't want too much in there. I just want to keep it nice and simple for our audience here. So this is for marketing preferences. I've got two options here, which says I consent, I do not consent, and I'm going to make them single selection. And then finally, I'll add a signature option in here as well to demonstrate on how all of this works. This, and then I'm going to go ahead and tag these. So remember, like even in the previous course, I spoke about the importance of tagging every field, really important. And it's no different in the document generation as well. If you want to identify your fields fast, then be sure to tag them. Okay, finally, I'm going to add a submit button in here. And that's about it. And then we should be good to go, really. So again, what's Auto PDF? It takes a screenshot of the entire screen, and you can either push it to files or attachments. So to configure it, first thing you need to do is enable it. So to do that, you'll click on Form, and then you can go to Document Generation, and then you've got an option here called Auto PDF. Again, if you're not sure, remember these question marks, which will always take you to a video and show you how it's done. So it's just to be mindful of if you're ever confused or lost in this scenario. Then you need to go to Configure. By default, everything else will be unchecked here. So at minimum, you need to enable Auto PDF mapping if you want to use it. I will move on to Generate Summary in a bit, but for now, all you need to do is enable Auto PDF mapping. And then you can either print them in a landscape or have form types in auto fit based on the page layout that you're using. So I've enabled it. I'll go and click on Apply. Next, what we'll do is we'll configure our push to Salesforce. So we'll create a contact with signature and marketing details, and we'll push it to Salesforce, and I'll show you exactly how it looks like. So I'll go to a push. Let me get rid of this. I'll add an object. Choose contact, create contact plus auto PDF. And then I'll go ahead and map my fields. I'll switch them to form mapping. Do first name here, last name here, email, mobile, I consent, I do not consent. So that's my contact fields mapped where I'm pushing first name, last name, email, mobile, I consent, and I do not consent. Very, very simple. I'll click apply and then I'll click apply. Next, this is where you set up your auto PDF to push to Salesforce directly. So for that, I'm going to click plus, which is going to be the child object, and I'm going to select files. Again, you can choose files or attachments. Either one, it doesn't really matter. Attachments are huge in Classic, and files are predominantly used in Lightning. So I'll choose files here, and then I'm going to map my fields. If you choose a child, the one thing you need to understand is that it's automatically suggested or configured the published location ID for you. And what published location ID is that it's asking where do you want to push the file to. For us, we're going to push it next to the contact we create. Then there are two fields that are really important and you must ensure that they're mapped. First one is title. And there are two ways you can add a file name here. You can either use custom, so you can go in here, configure, and then you can just simply say like first name, and you can say marketing document, something like that. And you can give it a static name, and you can use range of merge fields that are available from Form Titan that you've configured. Okay, that's one way. Second is you can just use a static value, so you can use other, and you can just say auto PDF marketing confirmation, something like that. So I'm going to give it a static value, and then the final one is the version data. This is where you select what type of document you want to push to files. So for me, because I'm using auto PDF and I've enabled it, I'm going to choose auto PDF. Okay. Now, there's one thing I want you to focus on is that if when you're in here and you're looking for version data and you can't find auto PDF, chances are you haven't enabled it. So be sure. So like I just showed you a minute ago, go ahead and enable it, and that's really important. Otherwise, you won't be able to find it in there. Once you've done that, click apply, and then there's your relationship, contact, and files, and then click finish. Click save, and now let me show you how this works. So if we go to preview now, I'll add some data in there. I'll say Joe auto PDF at formtitan.com, and then I'll add some data in there like this, and then I'll say I consent, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add a signature. Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and submit. This is now going to submit the form, so the process has now been initiated. Again, to check what's, you always want to check what's happened with a specific entry. So for that, we go to integration logs. Go to the integration logs and I'll give it a refresh, and then time here is 6:10, so you can see a contact's created plus the file related to it. So I'm going to go to that contact. Here it is, my auto PDF, and this is the PDF that's just come through. You can see the name as well. So if I view it, this is what it looks like. So as I said, it's taken a screenshot of the entire screen and pushed it as a PDF. Now, there are a couple of things regarding auto PDF. If you have a page break and you've got multiple pages and you want screenshot of the entire page to be as is, it's not going to work, and it's something we do not recommend that you do. However, if you do have multiple pages and all you want is like a confirmation, like an Excel sheet or just a general confirmation of the data, then we have built something in here that's called generate summary, and I'll show you how that works, and I'll move on to that in a second. But this is how it looks like. It's really, really nice, really, really simple. If you've got a simple form that you want to push the data back to Salesforce plus get a copy of that, then Auto PDF is a great tool to use. But remember, keep the form nice and simple, nice and short, and then use Auto PDF for that. Before I move on to generate summary, Benny or guys, anyone want to add anything?
Yeah, with the page break, it actually does work.
Yeah.
So yeah. You can have it like with multiple pages as well.
Yeah. Cool. So that's the auto PDF. And now I'm going to talk about a second feature in auto PDF, which is generate summary. And this is a great little feature because if you just want a confirmation and you're not fussed about how it looks, then you can really opt for this. So again, go to Form, Document Generation, Auto PDF, Configure, and then check Generate Summary. Okay, and then click Apply, and then click Save. And now I'm going to show you how this works. What it's going to do is going to send me a copy directly to my email, as well as the owner of the general data that I've just submitted. So I'm going to show you how this works right now. So we'll just preview it. Again, we'll just call this Joe Generate Summary. And then once I've submitted it, so this has gone to Salesforce directly, but in my Gmail, hopefully I would have received a copy. So there it is. Here's a copy that's just come through. And you can see that it's got some data in there, like submission IP, submission date, first name, last name, mobile, email, and your fields. So if you have like a 20-page, 20-page form, and you want a quick summary of it, then this is a great way to go because it will just simply render the data in a table for you with your fields on the left-hand side and your entries on the right-hand side, and we'll send you that confirmation back to the form owner. So a great little tool, and then use it if you feel like, you know what, I just need like a small summary. I don't really care about the nitty-gritty of the entire process. Anything you want to add in there?
Nope.
Cool, perfect. So that's just auto PDF for you. As I said, if you lost at any point, like, oh, I have no idea how this works, don't worry. The videos are in the course. You'll be able to follow along. So yeah, it will work really nicely. Oh, I'll also record this and put it on YouTube, so you can always check up on it later. Okay, so that's the auto PDF. Next up, I want to talk about PDF mapping, and there are two components to this. One is basic PDF, and one is dynamic PDF. And I'm going to show you both. And first, I'm going to start off with showing you how this works with a basic PDF. And I'm going to create some fields in here, and I'm going to show you how it works. So first thing first, I'm going to go into this PDF, document generation. It's currently set to red. And then you can add multiple PDFs as well if you wish. It's not just limited to one. But for now, I'll just show you how it works. I'll go to Edit. I'll click plus page, and now I can select my template or a predefined PDF if I have one available. So I've got one here called Titan Sign Demo, and we'll wait for this to load. Normally the zoom will be in there, but you can obviously set this to whatever you want. So I'll just set this to about 60%, I think that's good. So this is what it looks like. It's just a standard contract. Here it is with a bunch of data in there, and these are my fields: contract term, contract start date, contact name, billing, city, and then in the final page, I've got postcode, state, country, and then sign here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go create those fields, and then I'm going to merge them into the document. So to add it, you just need to click on plus page. It will go to your files on your Mac or your PC, and then you can just simply add it directly. For now, I'll leave this as it is. Let's go and add some data directly. So what we need to do is add some fields. So if you just give me a second, I'm going to get all the fields here as well on my right screen, so I know which one I'm adding. There we go. Okay, so the first one, I'll just use this field here. We'll call this contract term. And again, this is a great little use case because it doesn't require you to do anything other than make sure that you've got the data, and then you can just add the data on top of any PDF that you have available as well. So contact name, and then I'll just use a few fields here just to sort of shorten the process and make sure that, you know, the time is well used. contract start date, and then I think that will do for now. Actually, I'll use one more field here, like this. So I think these three fields are good. We'll get rid of these two. I don't need them. And then we'll use a signature. And then once you've got your fields created here, all you've got to do is go to the form where you've uploaded your document. You can just simply click on plus element and then start to add those fields directly onto the form. So let's say we'll choose contract term. There is my field. I can drag it over here directly. You can obviously choose, there are a couple of things there. So let's say this field here, and I want to increase size of all the fields on the form. Then you just simply go in here and you enter your number like this, and there it is. And this will be for every single field that you insert here. And you can also change the color. So right now I'll just change this to 0 so it's black. And then I'll insert start date directly here. And I'll move this one over too. As you can see, it's just a super simple process, like nothing really complicated about it. And then a contract name as well. Like this. However, if you want to change this font size of individually, then you can just click on these, then you got something here called selected element, and then you can choose different attributes, like let's say font size, and you can decrease it completely per element. So this is really good as well, and something to be aware of. So I'll leave this as it is. So we've got a few fields: contract term, start date, contact name, and then finally on page 3, I'll add a signature element in here. There it is. Got the signature element in here. And then this is now good to go. So one of the options here that you really like, and I think when it comes to contract terms, 9 out of 10 times you use it, it's preview before submit. And what it does is, as a user clicks submit, the document comes up and then they can see what they've entered. So I've checked that, click apply, apply. Let's go and enter some data in here. So if I go to preview, and I'll say contract term 24, contact name, joke logs, and then let's choose today's date to be the start date. And then I'll enter some data, some signature, and if I click submit, you can see the preview before submit has now come up. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So you can see there's the data. These are the fields that have just come in directly. And then on the final page, this is my signature. So really, really easy. It's really is a simple process. As long as you got a template and as long as you got your fields onto the form, you can go ahead and insert them onto the document really, really easily, all clicks. And then the data, as long as it's there, it's going to show up for sure as well. So that's all pretty cool functionality in there as well. Benny, any questions before I move on to the next bit and show them interactive mode?
No, I'm good. It's good.
Okay. So yeah, another use case is that, you don't really want the user to enter any data in here, and you want the document to come up automatically and then get them to modify these fields directly within the document. That's a use case you could opt for as well. And I'm going to show you how that works as well. So I'll go to my PDF mapping. I'm going to go to settings, and there's this option called auto preview. And this will come up as soon as the document is loaded. And then you've got another option in here called interactive mode. And what this does, it allows you to edit the fields directly within the document. So all you have to do is go in there, select your fields like this, start editing them one by one, and then check inline editing. And then you're good to go. And you can also inherit styles, make them mandatory. You can also bypass validations directly as well. So I'm going to show you how this works. Click apply. Click apply.
Do you want to hide the fields?
I mean, we can hide them, but for right now, it doesn't really matter. So you can hide the fields directly as well. So in fact, let's do it. Let's hide them. So I can click the section here directly, go to style, and then we'll say hide per device, the entire section, and we'll do the fields as well. And then I'll tell you what, I'll do these two like this. Again, if you preview, you can see there's nothing behind, so it doesn't look like there's anything behind there. And then the document loads up really nicely. And then what the user can do is they can go there, can start to just modify the fields directly within the document. So they can say, okay, 24 months, 02, 2020, this, and then they can go. And they can just start to add documents like this. So it's really, really easy, super easy to do. And then they can just add data in here directly as well. And then even with the signature, they can just go click here to sign, go ahead and sign the document. If they've added it incorrectly, they can always go ahead and reset it, add more, and then apply the documents. So that way, it's just a really nice feature that you can have with your end users when it comes to contract signing or anything for that matter. They can just simply modify the data directly and sign it and then push it to Salesforce as well. In terms of pushing it to Salesforce, it's the same process as it was for AutoPDF. You're simply going to your push mapping, and then, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll run the process because it's important that you guys see, because it's always something that gets confused by the user that don't know, like, okay, how do I do it? So I think if I do it here, it'll be well established. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a contract in my contract object. Go ahead and map my fields. Let's see which ones are mandatory. Account ID. So I'll give it a static value. Go to accounts and we'll pick form Titan. Like this. And I'll give it a status of draft. And finally, I'll go ahead and give the details like contract term, contract name. Let's see what's going on here. Right, here we go. So contract term goes here, status goes there, and then finally contact name, and then start date can be start date, just like that. So once you've got your standard fields map that you're pushing back to the object, then again, it's the same process to add the document for it. So you just add a child, you select whether it's files or attachments, and then you simply just choose that, go to map fields, set mapping, and then in here, you do the same process. You give it a title. So that can be a static value or a custom value. Say contract. And then finally, the version data is the important part here, because you don't want to choose auto PDF. What you want to choose is PDF mapping. Okay. And it will automatically, whether it's dynamic or basic PDF, it will automatically pick that up for you. So you don't have to stress about that. You just have to specify that in here that you must use PDF mapping. And then from there on, we will automatically know where the first published location ID it's going to be. It's going to be the contract and the contract ID. So simply click apply, finish, save, and then let's preview this document. So here it is, it's loaded my data. Let me zoom out and I'll add some stuff in there. I'll say 24, and then I'll say 02, 04, 2020. And that's it. And then I'll go ahead and sign it. finish and push this to Salesforce directly. So again, I'll go to my integration logs. Got it opened here. Give it a refresh. My contract's been created, so I'll go to my contract directly. Here's my contract. It's been created really nicely, and this is my basic PDF that's been pushed into Salesforce with everything else in it. So again, looks really, really nice. It's a really, really easy feature as well. Like there's nothing complicated about it, and it will really give you a lot of output in return with a lot of confirmation, and it's a really good investment as well. So that's the basic PDF. Benny, anything you want to add in there?
No, dynamic.
Yeah, let's move on to dynamic. Okay, so with dynamic PDF, I've got a pre-built form. So I'll explain what the premise behind it is, and I'll show you how it works as well. So in this form, what I've done is I've got a few fields here, like opportunity name, order number, total amount, expected revenue, and all the related products to that opportunity. So if I was to go in Salesforce here, and I'll show you what my opportunity looks like. This is my opportunity, and these are its related products here. So we've got 4 in there at the moment. And I'm going to bring that back dynamically. But before that, I want to introduce you to dynamic PDF and what it means and when to use it. So again, it's the same process. You go to form, document generation, edit. And then normally, by default, you'll have the basic PDF enabled, like I showed you a minute ago. However, sometimes you want to switch to dynamic mode. And why would you want to switch to dynamic mode? Just a lot more options available in dynamic compared to basic. You can do conditional logic and all of that. But the main difference is that you can code it. So this is the source code directly. If I just copy and edit it out, you can see there's nothing in here at the moment. But if I go to tool, source code, paste it, this is the HTML file here, that you can completely build it dynamically using a bit of code if you know code. And then from there on, the process is really, really simple. Just like the basic PDF, you can go ahead and, let's say, get a field. You can right click and you can insert field. And then you just simply choose what that field is going to be. And here's a field from your form, and you just simply click apply. Again, same process here. It's super simple. Once you've got the field, just right click, insert field, pick the fields from your form and just insert them one by one. And this here is a table. With dynamic PDF, you can insert a table directly in here like this. And then once you've got a table, you just simply insert your fields. And the best part is that if you have dynamic data, and I'm going to give you an example for this right now. So let's say I've got my fields in here quickly, and I click apply, save in our preview. And I'm just going to populate this directly from Salesforce itself. So here's my data, here's my opportunity, but you can see there are multiple products attached to this. But if you have a table and you've inserted the fields directly, Form Titan does all the heavy lifting for you, and it will bring back data dynamically within the PDF itself. Looks really, really nice. And, you know, rather than doing really complex templates, you just simply create a table, just like you would in any HTML editor, insert your fields, and let Form Titan do the rest of the work for you. So as you can see, just the output looks really, really nice. It's in HTML. And from there on, you've got tons of different options available as well. Just like the basic PDF, you'll be able to inline edit the document here as well. So you go to settings, same story, you can make it interactive, and you can choose your fields that you want to inline edit. Click apply. One of the things is that when you do inline edit the documents and you have multiple products coming back, this is what's going to happen. So if I click submit, you can see now I can modify the fields directly as well within my HTML documents. And again, you can add signatures, what have you. And you can push this back to Salesforce as well. So same functionality as basic, but it also gives you a really nice feature within dynamic PDF where you can code the PDF to whatever you wish and then simply add fields directly in there that your customer can modify directly as well. Benny, any questions, anything you want to add on here?
No, we good.
Yeah.
Word?
Yep, move on to Word. Just one quick thing as well. I know there are a lot of features in there that I haven't spoken about, but we'll do a separate session on that, hopefully Thursday, where we'll show you the real complex ins and out behind it as well. Cool. So that was the dynamic PDF. So we've covered auto PDF, we've covered off basic PDF, we've covered off dynamic PDF. Now it's time for Word as well. So let me bring up my Word document here and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so here's my Word document and I'm just gonna open a blank document right now. With Form Types and Package, you'll get something with a Word add-in, okay? And you can install that directly from the store itself. Once you've installed it, you'll click on this add-in option here, which will take you to the page, and you can go ahead and log in. Just like you would log into Form Titan, it's the same way you log into this add-in as well. It's really simple. I'm gonna go ahead and log in via Salesforce. I've just recently changed my password, so I don't even know what the password is, so I'll go and get it. Give me a second. Cool. And then again, same way, you just allow access and you're in. From here on, you start to build your templates and it's super easy. I'll show you exactly how it works. Let's say,
Alex,
yeah.
you want to show them how to get the add-in first, like with the insert?
Yep.
Yep.
So from here on, you go to the store. And then from here, you can search for the add-in directly. And then once you've got the add-in available, you just simply go and add. It won't come up for me right now because I've already added it. But yeah, simply you can go to the store and add the add-in directly and add it directly onto the layout as well. So this is how it works. Is that cool, Benny? Is that what you want me to cover?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So anyway, once you're signed in, I'll show you how to build a template. It's super easy. Let's say I want to bring back a contact, a specific contact from Salesforce. So I'll just say contact, let's say full name, contact email, and then let's say contact account, for example, or we'll just call it account. And from here on, it's super simple. You just right click. Everything in any template is just all clicks only. You've got a few options here. I won't run through all of them today, but I'll run through some of the important ones. So I'll go to insert edit field. That's one way of doing it. You can also right click, click on your add-in, say insert edit field. This is the add-in functionality where you can choose your Salesforce objects and fields. So here, I'll just go to Salesforce object and I'll select my object. So I'm going to choose from contact. It's actually the same way you using the form builder, so you'll get familiar with it pretty fast. Always good to add a comment. I'll just say brings data from contact. And then I'll just simply select my field. So I'll just select full name for now and I'll insert it. And that's it. And the field has been inserted. Next, I'll do the same thing. I'll insert a field and I'll choose my object and then I'll choose email. And then I'll insert the field. Now this one's an interesting one because if I just add a field in here, we'll bring the account ID back. But there's a really cool functionality that I want to show you. So I'll choose account ID, but you can select a reference field. Same way you would use in the form builder, where you would choose a related object, and then from there on you get a drop down to choose the related field in that object. It's the same way in the add-in as well. I'll choose account name and I'll insert it. From there on, once you've got the data, you want to go under preview and then give it a refresh. It will probably do it automatically, so it's fine. And then you've got something called a filter. This is where you do all the configuration. So you can click on filter, and then you can just add whatever you want. For this example, I'll use the condition that contact ID equals other, and I'm going to quickly fetch a contact from Salesforce, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let me go and get that now. So I'm just going to get a contact ID, and I'll just paste this in here directly. Once you've got it, bring the first match. You can also add multiple different conditions here if you want as well. So you've got all those options available. Once you've saved it, the best thing is you can preview the document right there and then. You don't have to push it back to the form builder first to test it. You can preview it right there. So I'll click on preview. And then you can see that it's brought back data directly from Salesforce, ready for your preview as well. So that's like a very basic functionality that you can bring back data. You can also do related objects. I'm going to show you how tables work as well. So this is a really cool feature as well. You can insert table and you can insert multiple objects. Let's say I wanted to bring contacts in here. Here I can choose fields directly. I can say full name goes in here, email goes in here, and then account goes in here. From there on, you've got tons of these options. You can write formula, empty, row index, conditional, hidden, tons of these options. And again, just like we've done in the form builder, there's a question mark, and that will lead you to a video to show you exactly what that feature does. So if it looks like, wow, there's so many features here, that's fine. You can follow the videos in the course and you'll be able to know exactly what they are. So I'll choose full name, choose email, and then I'll choose the account ID. And again, I can set the reference directly to be any field related to that object here. And then that's all I need to do, insert the table. And again, I'll just refresh it, click on the filter. I'll get rid of this and I'll say save. And then I'm going to say bring at least 100 contacts from Salesforce directly. I'll save the conditions. My table is now ready. And if I preview, look at that. All that data has come back directly from Form Titan into a table in just a split second. So it is that easy to bring the data back from Salesforce directly into your Word documents. And you can do just about whatever you want in here. You can do tables. You can also do interactive fields, which means the fields are fully modifiable. And I'm going to show you a quick demo on what the end result looks like. I won't go into the nitty-gritty details. I'll show you the end result because, as I said, I've covered all of that off in the course itself. So let me sign in. Okay, so let's have a look. First thing first is I'm going to show you how the word mapping actually looks like. So if I configure and I download this template, and I'll bring it up in a second. So here's my template that I've configured directly for this contract. It's just a contract. I've written an if clause, which is directly a, if this happens, do this. And then these are my interactive fields. So what interactive fields are, that they are fully, you can modify them directly within the document. And then this is the signature here, right here. So this is what it looks like. And then I'll show you what the end result looks like as well. It looks really, really nice and quite slick. So if I preview this document now.
Quite.
And then, yeah, it is, yeah. So look, here's the data from Salesforce directly. And if I click submit, it's going to load the document for me directly here. So this is what the document looks like. And you can just completely modify these fields and push the data directly to Salesforce as well. Looks really, really nice. And then from there on, if you want, you can go ahead and sign the document and push it to Salesforce as well. So these are like some of the really nice functionality. You got table, you can insert standard fields, you can insert fields that are fully modifiable, you can add a signature. And there's one last component I want to show you. As you saw on my document, I wrote an if condition. And then what that if condition was is this, that in my contract, so we'll wait for this to load up. So this is the contract that I'm pulling across at the moment. And in here, you can see there are 4 paragraphs. There is services, termination clause, design, and testing. And the status equals show termination clause. What I will do is I'll get rid of this paragraph dynamically. So I will go into my contracts here, and I'll change the status to, let's say, draft. Actually, I'll change it to activated for now. So I'll change it to activated. And then if I go back in here, you can see the status is termination clause. But if I just click submit again, and we'll let it come up, the status is now activated. Now remember, there used to be a paragraph show termination clause. That's gone. Because in my if condition, I've said if status is anything other than show termination clause, then get rid of that paragraph. So dynamically, we remove that paragraph from this document, and the user just sees the end result. And this is really easy and really handy, because chances are your company provides services, but there are multiple different clauses within a contract that you want to get rid of, or in any documents. And using Word, you can write those conditions really nicely, have them fill it out, sign it, and have the entire process automated. Looks really cool as well. Benny, anything you want me to cover?
No, we can play a bit with you can do like a table on the Word with split, like retrieve all the contact and split by account, for example.
Yeah, no problem. Let's show you this functionality. I'll log back into the Form Titan. Second. All right, so I'll go ahead and insert a table. And shall I bring back accounts and then split it by contacts, or contacts and split it by account?
Whatever works for you. I would go for a contact and split by account ID.
Yeah, okay. So we'll bring back contacts. Again, I'll just add some fields in here. I'll say full name, email, and then we'll do, I don't know, let's do mobile, for example. And then in here, I'll do full name, email, and then mobile. And you've got this functionality called split table. If you check it, you can split the table directly from a field. So I can choose account ID here, for example. And then you can also insert table header as well. So you can split the table by account ID. Here, I'm going to go ahead and insert the table. You can see there's a table header. And then if I just give it a refresh, filter, get rid of this. Let's say we bring back 100, save conditions, go ahead and preview. This is all the data that's come back, and you can see it's split by account ID directly on top of the contacts, especially for the contacts that have the account. And again, you can really modify this field to have account name. Makes it really, really handy. So these are like account IDs split by their contacts as well. So that's just like another awesome functionality within the Word add-in itself. These won't work because they don't have a account associated to it, but these do, and that's how you can split it as well. One of the also other functionality is that you can bring a rich text field directly within the table itself from Salesforce. Looks really nice. You can also watermark the document as well. You can dynamically write that, for example, if it's a draft, and in your contract in Salesforce's draft, it'll watermark the document directly as well. Anything else, Benny?
No, we're good.
Cool, guys. So if you've got any questions, now's your opportunity. Please fire away and we'll try and answer as many as possible.
One by one.
One by one, please. Yeah.
I took some of the chat. So, guys, thank you for joining.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. We'll go ahead and upload the entire recording on YouTube. And some of these questions that you've answered are already covered in the videos in the course. So before I sign off, I should really show you where the course is, so you guys know.
Yeah, also like tomorrow. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so here's the academy. So once you enter the academy, in the past, we've only released one course, which is the essentials, but now you've got the document generation course as well. And you click start, and then that will show you PDF, Word, generate from Salesforce, all of them in there. Tons of videos. So PDF, Word, generate from Salesforce, everything is there as well. So really hope, and then this is the course syllabus. And I show you how big this is. The amount of work we've done really is a huge list. So we've covered a lot of things. So I'm really hoping that a lot of the stuff that you guys are asking for, a bit confused about, is covered using the syllabus. And it's good to go. It's live now, so you can access it. By the way, if you don't have the link, post it in the chat saying I don't have the link, so we can give it to you right now. It's really important because chances are like some of you are joining for new or haven't joined in the past, and we can give you the course. So let me know in the chat right now that whether you have the course, the academy link or not. Okay, Lynn's asking, I don't have license for Word.
Send her a link for the pricing.
Yeah, cool.
Tomorrow we're gonna work on Salesforce, so it's really important session.
Yeah, tomorrow's a very heavy session, a very complicated session as well. So I've just posted the Academy link in there for you. Access the link right now, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for everybody for taking their time. Really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Amit. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Amit.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.